Okay, good. So let's start. Okay, let's start. Right. So question 8. Seems like when I look at your answers, there are only a few questions that I think I'll be focusing on. Okay, the first one, I think maybe if you have gotten it wrong, right, you have to read very, very carefully. Yes, Brian. Yes, Brian, that's good. Okay, Brian. Okay, I continue the lesson. Okay, Brian? Yeah, excited, right? Good. Okay, come. So we have animal T here. One thing you need to remind yourself is to read very carefully for the information. Read very carefully. We are talking about structural adaptation that allows this animal to burrow into. You know what is burrow into? It's like digging into, go deep inside. Yeah, Tommy is doing that, but that is using hands, right? Do you think this animal here has got hands or legs? It doesn't. So it needs to wriggle its body in, right? Wriggling its body in, you must make sure that body is not bulky, not fat. Okay, if it's bulky and fat, is it easy to burrow into the soil? No. Okay, because somehow it's mud, you know. You have to make sure it's something slim, right? Okay. Then after that, you are supposed to choose the option. I saw that one person chose A, another person chose C. So the one who chose A, long body does not mean that it is slim. Okay, take note. Long body does not mean that it is slim. So don't think that something is long. Okay, it has to be slimmer. Okay, streamlined body is actually the correct term. Whenever you think about streamline, the term is used to suggest that resistance, be it air resistance or other forms of friction, is actually reduced to a minimal. Okay, so very little resistance. Okay, I'm talking about resistance in the form of like friction. Okay, air resistance, or, you know, we can talk about certain friction. So it makes it very smooth to travel. Where do you see this word? Streamline. Streamline is actually used for like aeroplanes, is used for sports car. We love sports car, right? Sports car can run very fast. Yeah. Even the birds, right? Yeah, correct. So if the body is very streamlined, it reduces wind resistance, air resistance, so can glide easily. In this case, it's the resistance between the animal and the mud. Ability to go into deep sleep is not the adaptation here to burrow into the mud. Okay, if it's in deep sleep, how to burrow? Already sleeping, cannot move anymore. It has to burrow into the mud first before it can sleep. Okay? Yes, I will. Okay, Hannah, I'm very, very careful about that. Yeah, I understand what you mean. Okay, so answer is actually B, yeah? So ability to go into deep sleep only happens after it has burrowed in. Next, this one, everybody got it correct. I'm not going to go through because this is very simple. Do you all agree? Yeah? How many of you agree that we can go on to the next one? This is okay, right? Yes? No? Because if I spend time, no point. Everybody understand this part. Good. Now, blood samples for this question 10. My question 10 is actually the full paper question 10. For you, you will see it as question 3. Correct now? So this is your question 3. I will indicate here. Okay, so let's go on. When we talk about the heart, let's say heart is here, and then we have small intestine. Now, the blood that is coming out from the heart, remember, okay, it's always the blood coming from the lungs to the heart, and then the heart will then carry the blood filled with a lot of oxygen to other parts of the body. This one we know. So a lot of oxygen. Okay, now the blood that comes from the small intestine, remember, blood that comes from the small intestine carry a lot of digested food. Why? Because digestion is complete in the small intestine. So that is the purpose of blood carrying the digested food from small intestine to not just the heart, but also, other parts of the body. Yeah. So in this particular case, if you were to see the movement traveling, usually from the small intestine towards the heart, this one has got lesser oxygen. Agree or not? You all have to understand this part, okay? So even though it carries a lot of digested food, it is going to carry lesser oxygen. Why? Because it's going back to the heart to deposit the carbon dioxide and taking more oxygen, remember? Yeah, so you must have this kind of understanding. Can? Do you all understand this part here? Can, right? So the opposite happens. This one is less digested food. So what are the graphs you can actually look at now? If you want to talk about carbon dioxide, all these are, so this is more oxygen, less digested food, more digested food, less oxygen. If we talk about carbon dioxide, I use another color so that it's clearer. Okay, so if we talk about carbon dioxide, I use short form. Carbon dioxide is actually CO2. Okay, carbon dioxide. You all learned this in secondary school, but then I'm going to tell you now, I represent it with the formula. Okay, there will be less carbon dioxide. In this case over here, this side over here, there should be more carbon dioxide. Okay, what is our answer? Answer is only B. Only X is correct. Do you all see it now? So I have already written down all the different points for you. So this is the first one, second one, and then third one. First one, second one, okay, and then third one. Yeah, 3 points on each side for the arrow representing the blood vessels. Let's go on now. Okay. Next, question 11 is your question 4. Question 4, only one person got it wrong. Can I skip this one? Any problem with this? Let me see. Kaween, I think you made an error here. Yeah. Kaween, can you turn on the camera? Let me know, Kaween. Do you understand how come you got it accidentally wrong now? Excuse me. Okay. Where's Kaween? Now, flower A gives off a very sweet scent when in full bloom. It gives off a sweet scent. When you see these words, gives off a sweet scent, what do you think it's trying to do? Let's see. Yeah, I choke. I don't know why I choke on. Suddenly, I just started coughing. It could be my throat. Maybe it's not air. Sometimes you all get this cough such that it will only attack you once in a while. You don't get the cough throughout the day, but once you start coughing, you cough for a long time, then you stop. Yeah. Here, we are not going to edit right now. We will do it after the lesson. So you are supposed to take down notes. Yeah, could be saliva. You are supposed to take down notes. Everybody do that because if you edit, you are not taking down enough notes. Okay, taking notes is important. It's going to help you a lot. Yes. Okay. Don't worry. After today's lesson at 12:30, I'll immediately allow you all to edit. Can? Right. Good. Thank you, all of you so concerned. Now I'm better. What is the purpose? To attract pollinators. Correct. So the smell is there for a reason. Can you all make sure you all highlight these? The full bloom meaning the flower opens up biggest. You all know that? Opens up the biggest. And that is when pollination can take place. Agree? So that is the intent. It wants to give off this smell, really attract all the insects. Yeah. So it's insect pollinated. Yeah, we know that it's insect pollinated, but which pollen grain? Okay, which pollen grain shows that it is going to be insect pollinated? Tell me why you all chose that? I know you all know, you all already put it in, but I want to know why you chose that. Need to turn on cameras. Yes, everybody turn on cameras. Yep, okay, yep. Very good. So some of you say because it has got a rough surface. Rough surface means easier to stick on. You all know Velcro? Yeah, Velcro. You saw those parts with the hooks, right? Yeah, and then if you don't Velcro your stuff properly, do you realize that it hooks on to your body? If you are carrying anything with Velcro or Velcro bag, etc., or you have some strap with Velcro, you can actually hook onto your, yeah, like the Velcro shoes. That's right, Miko. Thank you. Shoes, sometimes you don't have shoelace, right? Or the lazy bums. Don't want to tie shoelaces or use Velcro. I used to do that when I was young. Yeah. So my Velcro, that Velcro strap, right? Always there are things stuck there. Always. Yeah, because if it's rough, it is very easy to hook on to something. That's why we have to choose this answer C. Any question here? No question, we go on, yeah? Okay. Yes, pollen grain K is smooth. So in this case, if you can only choose between insect and wind, then of course, K must be wind pollinated. Question 12. My question 12 is your question 5. This is tricky. It's in fact not difficult. Yeah, Kian shared, if you put cotton on the Velcro, the cotton gets stuck, yeah, lor. Then you have to pull out strand by strand. That's true. Okay. This question 12, I want you to highlight what I did. Why? Because I'm going to explain on this part. 5 of you got this wrong. Okay? 5 of you got this wrong. Okay, Tom set up 4 test tube, right? Then the setup that he has is actually some water, a plant, there's light, there's stopper. Then he only added different amounts of baking soda. Then the result he's collecting is the amount of water taken in by plants. Now, photosynthesis, I always told y'all before, many times in fact, takes in water. In this process, water must be there. No water, no photosynthesis. So this tells me something about photosynthesis and water. The more water that's taken in by the plant, the more photosynthesis has taken place. Get the idea? Yeah, write this down. The more water taken in by the plant, it shows that the more photosynthesis has already happened. Okay, so more water taken in, more photosynthesis. So that is how they determine. Now, so that is the result we measure. Take note, also, baking soda actually provides carbon dioxide. How many of you have done this experiment in school? It doesn't matter whether it's P5 or P6. Have you done it in school? Yes or no? Didn't I? Oh dear. Okay. I actually did it with my students, right? And I did it a few times. Why? Because y'all watch video. Okay, if you do it yourself, it's a different experience. You can actually feel the whole thing. Okay, so baking soda actually increases the amount of carbon dioxide. If you put baking soda in water, you see a lot of bubbles, right? Those bubbles are actually the carbon dioxide, which will dissolve in the water. Dissolve in the water, the plant can take in the carbon dioxide here, over here, this water plant. Take in the dissolved carbon dioxide and photosynthesize. Clear? So this is how you need to understand all these things. So when we vary the number of scoops of baking soda, we are effectively saying that we are adding amount of carbon dioxide. The more scoops added in, the more carbon dioxide that will be dissolved in the water. Is that clear? Okay, if you can link it that way, then you are very good already. They don't give you a clear, direct variable there. Okay, so what is the answer to this question? Is it about how the amount of light affects? No. Is it about how the amount of water taken in affects? No. This is what we are measuring. We are collecting results. This is our results, not the variable. Okay, so B cannot be the answer, and many of you chose that. Okay, 4 of you chose B, 1 chose D. Answer is actually C. Okay, D is definitely not correct.